The beauty is, there's no age limit on learning about the Lincoln. Consider these two guys, Buddy Rosenbaum, a New York psychologist, and Bob Chase, a businessman from San Francisco. They're in their early 70s, and they're into what they call motorcycle adventure touring.
We've been in the Himalayas, we've been in North, South Africa, we've been in South America, and we want to keep going.
We started this trip on the western terminus in Lincoln Park in San Francisco. We are following the Lincoln Highway all the way across the United States, and we'll end up in Times Square in New York City.
They proposed a clever deal to ride these three-wheeled cycles called MP3 500s, made by the Italian company called Piaggio. We met Buddy and Bob in Wyoming and talked with them on a beautiful stretch of the Lincoln known as the Medicine Bow Loop.
Well, Medicine Bow, a lot of history here in Medicine Bow, and it's just the name of the town is enough to make people stop, I think.
The Lincoln Highway is kind of coy and seclusive, and it doesn't want to reveal itself to you too quickly. But when it does, it's an absolute joy.
Just coming across on the Lincoln Highway and finding all of the little off the beaten track part that was part of the original, it's just exciting to me.
We met up with them again a couple of weeks later, farther east.
Overall, we have found so far really what we set out to, America, Main Street America.
We're trying to do maybe 100 to 125, 30 miles a day. It gives us time to stop and really explore the Lincoln Highway.
It's Wednesday, we must be in Pittsburgh.
The advice is don't hurry. Take your time.
And do it. If you can't do the whole thing as we're doing, from Western Terminus to Eastern Terminus, Times Square, do pieces. In fact, you may even get more out of that if you can concentrate on a state or even a portion of a state.
On July 14th, 2008, Bob and Buddy get to Times Square right on time.
Piaggio had arranged for a ceremony at the eastern terminus of the Lincoln Highway, and they actually closed the area by Times Square when we came in. Sometimes I think of what was the real highlight of the trip. In psychology, we have a term, Gestalt. It was the total configuration of the Lincoln Highway has really become the highlight of the trip.
I love it. I love it. It's my favorite road in America, and I plan on doing it again and again and again.
No matter how many times you set out on the Lincoln, there are surprises. For years, this was part of the best route from New York to San Francisco. The Lincoln Highway is just a great American road, a path from coast to coast, a line on a map that provides a way to get to places you didn't even know you wanted to go. It's old and it's confusing at times, but its charms are endless. Its potential's still amazing. And obviously, people love it.
Do I ever ride it just for fun? I always ride it just for fun.
I mean, I want to do it. I'm envious of people who've driven the whole thing in one trip.
It gave Americans an appreciation for the breadth of the continent that they simply hadn't had except maybe by train.
It brings us all together. The road, of course, was intended to bring people together.
I know as long as I travel on the Lincoln Highway, if I go far enough, I'll end up being home again.
This weekend coming up, I'm trying to think again, how far can I go east or west on the Lincoln Highway before I have to turn around and get back home.
A Ride Along the Lincoln Highway is available on DVD. To order, call PBS Home Video at 1-800-PLAY-PBS or visit us online at shoppbs.org.
He was sitting there with a couple of friends, no work to be done, not a care in the world, in that old roadside saloon on the Lincoln Highway. And he was telling stories about the good old days, taking a drive with his baby by his side, and that old Ford breaking down on the Lincoln Highway. Well, the stars, they were shining bright that night, and your mama, she was feeling right, going all the way on the Lincoln Highway, going all the way on the Lincoln Highway.
A ride along the Lincoln Highway was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by